too much water in, so I've just added another sachet of oats. So I'm getting oated up to the hilt. I'm hoping to come into a shop, not today, maybe tomorrow. If I get to Barrisdale Bay, the end of stage 3, at a reasonable time today, I might push on to Kinloch Hourn, where there's a campsite, because tomorrow, stage 4, is a massive day, a really massive day, and it should be split into 2 days. So if I push on today for an extra few K, it's going to make stage 4 just that little bit more easy, or a little bit easier, you know. So, but the main goal is just to get to Barrisdale Bay, and when I get to Barrisdale Bay, if it's around about, I don't know what time, if it's a reasonable time and there's going to be enough hours of daylight left to get through to Kinloch Hourn, then I might push on to Kinloch Hourn, depending on my feet. My blisters have like kind of hardened up. I've been looking at them all night and they're still dead sore to touch, but as soon as I put my wet feet back on, they just go soggy again, you know. I was going to get some sealskin socks and try and keep my feet dry, but I thought I'd be able to manage it. What do you reckon of the picture though? Nice, eh? I'm buzzing with this tent, like Lanshan 2 Pro. The only thing is the condensation is lethal in it, like, because it's a single skin tent. It's made out like a sil nylon, it's called. So I've had to seam seal all these myself with the proper silicone stuff, because the way the stitching is, it doesn't come seam sealed from the factory, so you've got to go do it all yourself, all around the bits. But with it being a single skin tent, you get loads of condensation in the morning. That's the only thing, like. So especially if there's no wind, but she looks well, doesn't she? The backdrop, man. 8:05. Oh, this bag feels heavy. Oh, jeez. Oh. Clip me cell in. Oh, this bag feels heavy. Me running on my arms is sore. Right, how are you then? Come on, let's go. It's quite a steep climb out of these woods, like. Nah, not massively steep, but it's all the forestry work's ruined it, you know. There's like quad bikes have been blasting up and down with big trailers and that, and I think, and it's just mudded it all up, you know, and it's just totally muddy and slippery. But I'm just complaining again. But look at this hour here, man. How beautiful is that? Lush. Wouldn't mind doing a time lapse on that cloud going past, but I don't want to stand here for very long. I'm going to head up this looks quite steep, this bit. I'm going to head up here, we're going to come out into an open bit, and we're going to head down to a loch, or Lochan, that's what they call them in Scotland, Lochan. And I think that's where them 3 Dutch lads were sleeping. Whether they've set off yet, I don't know. But I'm going to get to that Lochan, head straight past it, and then the guidebook says that you'll find it, that's the first time on this trail so far, then you'll think like, shit, I'm in the middle of nowhere, you know, it's quite daunting. So remote, you're surrounded by 3 massive Munros, which is the equivalent of like the Lake District Wainwrights, you know, the Munros. So 3 massive mountains, and you go through between them, and then you get like a massive steep drop all the way down to Sawley's Bothy. Is it Sawley's Bothy? Aye, Sawley's Bothy, which is where I was going to try and make it to last night. But that campsite I had last night, that was too nice to give up, to pass up on that. Really enjoyed staying there. It was lovely. A bit loud during the night, owls and deer barking on, but it was good. It was nice. And this is where we've came out. Lovely jubbly. Loads of deer on the hill up there. But I think I'm going to have to get the midgie net out because they're starting to, not massive shit flies, just little midgies this time. Look how wet I am. I've just been up to here I took one step into the bog, I went down to my knee, I managed to take another one, I just sank waist deep up to there, look, all the way up on this side, and it was stinks of egg and all. My phone got wet in my bum bag. I've dried it out, it looks alright to be fair, but I've got a little dry bag for it, should have been in there. But that is the deepest. My boxer shorts is all wet. I was warned about the waist deep bugs. I thought waist deep bugs, can't be that bad. Bosh, straight in. So I've just made my way all the way down through that pass there, all the way down here. So rugged. And the guidebook was right. It is so remote now. Like proper remote and wild. And the terrain's really hard at the minute. It took us ages. I'm glad I didn't take this on last night. There's the lock in there in the distance. I'm glad I didn't take this on last night, like. I mean, it's stunning, but it's really time consuming, slow going. Anyway, I think it gets worse and all. When I get past this lock-in, I'll go on for a bit more ruggedness, and there's a massive descent down to Sawley's Bothy, which I think is going to be really, really steep and tricky, you know. A nice pitch down there, to be fair. But aye, so that's where I came from, and there's the lock-in. It looks beautiful down here. So there's that lock-in we've just came past, and that's the next one. So this is that second lock-in. There's a little boat over there. It's got a hole in it, I think, like. I don't know how they got it here, but anyway, onwards. It's flattened out a bit now as well. I mean, it's still really rough ground, but there's an actual path now where it was all just like scrambling over rocks before. Really difficult ground. What a view that is! Loch Nevis. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? What a view, made that climb so much worth it, like. So I'm going to head down now to Sawley's Bothy. Maybe just get a bite to eat and a cup of coffee. And I'm hoping the tide's out because I'm going to walk around the headland. I don't know what the tide times are like, but we'll see. We'll see when we get down there. I'm going to put you away because it's kind of some sketchy bits down here, like, and I need to have full use of these. The tide's right out, like. It was hard to tell from up there, but that's where I've came from. That was a slog, a real slog, that. So this is Sawley's Bothy. There's people there, like, but you can walk around the headland. Well, if the tide's out, if the tide's in, you have to go over the top of that fucking massive mountain. That's not a mountain, but you got to go over the top, and I can't be arsed. So the tide's right out, so I'm not going to spend too long here. I'm going to just head straight. I want to go in, have a bit look about, maybe brew a cup of coffee, and then oh, I love the smell of the beach. Nice, like. Some deer over there. Anyway, I'm going to have a brew of coffee and have a couple of cereal bars or something, and then head round the headland onto Barrisdale Bay. Don't know what to make of that guy, like. That was a bit weird. So as I was approaching down, I seen a guy sat outside with long hair, and I thought, oh, it's them Dutch lads, you know, because one of the Dutch lads had long hair. And as I got closer, he was sort of this guy. I realised it wasn't the Dutch guy. It was just a bloke sat in his underpants, cracking open mussels. He's a nice guy, to be fair. I'm not dissing him. He's been here for 11 days or something, 12 days he's been there for. So he's living off mussels. And anyway, he showed us a map on the wall in the bothy there. It shows you a good little route round here that stays away from the worst of the bogs. So I've took his advice. I'm going to go around the shoreline, then I'm going to hug this mountain type thing here, because the guidebook and the map has you crossing over to the other side. And apparently it's really boggy for a few kilometres. And apparently this one's not that bad. It's not as bad. And then it'll pick up a gravel track, what the hunters use with the 4x4s, you know. Look at my mirrors, man. Lush, aren't they? Oh dear. Beautiful, aren't they?
A few moments later.
Oh, how the... I don't know, I'm going to get out of here. Oh. Right, I'll put you down and I'll get myself out of here and I'll bring it back. There you are. Oh, take that route, mate. It's less boggy. Oh. But then again, I think it is less boggy and all. That's just, you come across these every now and again, you just fall in. I fell in one up there. It wasn't as dirty like. But imagine if I went to the other side and it was all like this all the way along. I would have been hating life, you know what I mean? So, no way. See, across this little bit though, how am I going to get across? The Cape Wrath Trail, yeah. That was another tough slog there, like 1 mile an hour or something. But I've picked up this 4x4 track now, crossed over the river, picked up this 4x4 track. I've got to go over a mountain yet. I've got to get past that. I mean, I'm not going straight out of the top, but I'm going quite high up. It's going to be a steep incline, steep ascent, which I'm not really looking forward to. I might stop up here and have cook myself up some oats before I tackle this mountain, like, you know what I mean? Because I think it's going to be too difficult for us, like, on an empty stomach. I mean, I've had some breakfast this morning, but what time are we on? It's 2:10. I might sit by this river, filter some water, boil some oats, and then tackle this last, what is it, 8k or something, 9k to Barrisdale Bay. Oh. Me thinking I'm going to get the Kinloch Hourn tonight. No way. Absolutely no way. Would have been good if I could, but no, I'm not doing that. But Barrisdale Bay, according to the guidebook, it's the end of stage 3, so I'm bang on track with what I should be doing, you know, which is good. I'm feeling good now, you know, to be fair. Morale's high. The blisters is they're hurting, like, but it's not too bad. I think it's one of them. Once you come here, you've got no choice but to just crack on, have you? You know what I mean? I mean, what am I going to do if I want to quit now? I've still got to walk somewhere for a bus, haven't I? But no, there's no quitting. No, there's no quitting. I'm going to try my best to get that lighthouse, like. But to just take each day as it comes. Tomorrow is going to be a big day, massive day. I'll get the map out tonight in the tent and show you. That's why I wanted to make it to Kinloch Hourn tonight, so it would make tomorrow a little bit easier. But I might need to split tomorrow into 2 days. It's like 23¼ mile, but there's like loads of like up and down, you know, rough ground and that as well. So I might have to split that one into 2 days, like. we'll see. But then another 2 deer later on, when there's less scent, I'll get a good stomp on, you know what I mean, and try and catch myself back up. And then I think the deer following that is the Falls of Glomax, I think. The Falls of Glomax. It's like a big, beautiful waterfall. But there's an alternative route, because it says in the guidebook that if it's raining or icy, don't take it on, because there's like loads of like rock what you've got to walk across and climb across, and it can be really dangerous. Like, I'll see how many blisters feel by the time that time comes. And if I want to take the alternative route, which is a little bit of a shorter distance to the next checkpoint sort of thing, which I think is Shield Bridge. I didn't have a definite if I've got me stages mixed up or not, but we'll have a big crack about it tonight in the tent, right? And we'll see. Because I think when I reflect upon this later on, will I regret not seeing the Falls of Glomax, or will I regret not getting to the lighthouse? You know what I mean? And taking on those extra little challenges like the scenic routes. Because this isn't a recognised trail, you know, the Cape Wrath Trail. Not like the West Highland Way, or the Cleveland Way or something like that, you know what I mean? There's loads of alternative routes you can take. Like, again, I'll show you on the map later on. The main goal for this trail is to get from Fort William to Cape Wrath. Which way you go is up to you, you know what I mean, really. There's a guidebook and the Harvey maps can recommend this way and that way, but it's entirely up to you which of those routes you take, you know. And for me, it's all about getting to that lighthouse. That's my goal, and I'll regret that more than not taking the scenic route, you know what I mean. So we'll see how I feel. I'm not that arsed about seeing the Falls of Glomax, to be fair. I'd rather get to that lighthouse, because that's me goal, you know. And if there's an easier route, not easier, but shorter distance potentially, I'm probably going to take it, you know. I pitched up with them 3 Dutch lads. They just went for a hike up the hill there. They've just been swimming in here. It's about another 8k to Barrisdale Bay, and I'm gutted that my goal for today was to get to Barrisdale Bay, and I haven't reached that goal, like, so I'm a bit gutted, I'm a bit disheartened. It was just more than that, was a bit off. I didn't realise how slow it was going to be going over that last stage, you know. 1 mile an hour for hours and hours and hours, you know, and I wasn't getting anywhere, like. But I couldn't have went any faster. Even if I was fitter, I couldn't have went any faster, because I would have just snapped my ankle. 100% I would have hurt myself, you know what I mean. I couldn't have went, there's no way I could have went any quicker. So, I mean, these lads are fast as out, but these are pure hardcore, you know what I mean. But tomorrow, from Barrisdale Bay to wherever it was, is a 2-day stretch. But I was going to try and do it in 1 day, but I might just split it into 2 days. Well, I'll have to, and then add this bit on. So I might try to get from here to Kinloch Hourn tomorrow, and then the rest of it the following day, you know what I mean. And then I'll try and catch myself back up on one of the flatter days where it's a lot more 4x4 tracks where I can get a good stomp on, you know. I'm not sure how much filming I'm going to be able to do tonight, because they're coming to get some dead logs, because they're going to build a little fire. So I'll not be filming. I'm not going to film, you know what I mean, while the lads are there. I'm not one of them ones, you know what I mean. So if I don't see you, my feet, I'm fragile. But anyway, day 3. It's the end of day 3 on the Cape Wrath Trail. So we woke up in this little quaint camping spot in the woods, and we're headed straight off. Done a few dishes in the river, got myself some water filtered, and headed off. There was a bit of a steep climb out of the woods, but it wasn't too bad. But I suppose first thing in the morning on some tired legs, it was you got a bit of a sweat on, but was straight into really, really rough ground all the way through here.
bog central. I fell into a massively deep bog, but it was fun, you know what I mean? It really was good, and it was absolutely beautiful around here. And in the guidebook, it states that once you get through this section, this is when you kind of realise that you're in the middle of nowhere, and it's really, really remote. But the landscape is absolutely stunning. These are the two lock-ins that I passed after I took a dunk in the bog. I made my way down. There was a bit of a steep descent down into Sawley's Bothy, and this is where we came across the guy in the underpants picking all the mussels. He was a cool dude anyway, you know, I'm not dissing him, like I say, he was a really nice guy. And he told me to ignore this route through the bog, because it was really, really boggy, and he told me to hug this headland all the way around, and apparently it was less boggy, which is what I did. Despite that, I did take a massive dunk in the mud. And I continued up this way. So, like these Harvey maps, see how you can go that way and then up, or you can go this way and up. That's the same story with all these Harvey maps, because it's a multiple choice trail, and there's loads of different ways that you can go. But I chose to go this way, and we'll come across this. I bumped into the Dutch lads again, and they were camping around a big rock face, which I'm guessing was around about here. And I decided to pitch up with them because going up to Barrisdale Bay was just going to be too far that day. It was quite late on, and the lads were getting some firewood, and they were going to have a campfire, so I thought it was a beautiful spot. Let's spend the night here. So that's what I did.
Good morning. Welcome to day 4 on the Cape Wrath Trail. I had a good night last night with the lads. Had a good big crack around the campfire, it was good. So today, finish off stage 3 and head to Barrisdale Bay, and then onwards with a little bit of stage 4 onto Kinloch Hourn. And I think I'm going to spend the night at Kinloch Hourn. But we're off. Now what a beautiful campsite I was at last night, like, absolutely stunning. And them Dutch lads had proper sound. Bit good, I never got to Barrisdale Bay, but I think I underestimated how slow going it was going to be, you know. But this is where we're at today. Going up the tops, over a big mountain pass. I don't know if you can hear us because of the wind, but we're going over a big mountain pass, and then we're dropping down to Barrisdale Bay. I might sit and have a cup of coffee at Barrisdale Bay. I might have a sandwich or something because there's a shop, I think. And then I'm going to head on to Kinloch Hourn, where I'm going to spend the night again tonight. Ready for day 5 tomorrow. So I'll bring you back when we get to the top. Doesn't get much fresher than that. I'm up the tops here, so it's going to clean this out. This I'm not going to filter it. I can't get no cleaner than this. So I've just came all the way over that hill. I've followed this river snaking up the side, and then up a massive ascent here, really, really steep. And I'm heading up there. No real path really. But it is what it is. I think I've took the wrong trail because I should be on the other side of a big waterfall over there, but I've looked at the map, and if I keep going up here in a straight line, zigzagging up, I'm going to get to a path that links on with the trail that I've got plotted into my GPS, you know, so you've got to be switched on with your navigation skills, like. I was supposed to have been talking about my map in the tent last night, and the differences between Harvey maps and all that sort of thing and OS maps. But I'll have a bit crack on tonight in the tent when I get to wherever I'm going. I can't remember now. And I'll show you what I'm using to navigate with. Because initially I was going to do it with just a map and compass, you know, more of a challenge. But I would have had to. I've discussed this, haven't I, about the OS maps needing loads of them and that. I've got a GPS as well, and I'm still using the map and compass because it really, really helps. But the GPS, every now and again, it just bleeps and tells you you're on the right track. So it's nice it's comforting to have, and I can zoom out and look for an escape route if I need to get off the trail if I get injured or something like that, you know what I mean? So it's worth having the GPS, I think. I mean, I wouldn't rely on it solely, but I think you're best off using all of the tools you can get, isn't it? So I've came up the wrong place. I don't know if you can see, But see that dark line going up over there? Them Dutch lads are just behind there. So I'm going to have to come down here, cross that river and contour this all the way around, like skirt it all the way around and meet back onto the trail down there. Not much visibility, so if I was navigating solely on a map, I mean I can see the bit of a path here now, but if you can't see any landmarks on the map and there's no path, which often there's not, you're going to struggle, aren't you? We've still got another couple of 100 metres of ascent as well. That was a false summit. I thought, oh, I'm finally at the top, and I got over the brow of the hill or the mountain or whatever. And it's up again, so I'm just contouring it a little bit now, just following the path, and it's going to go up a couple of 100 metres and then along the top, and then hopefully and most certainly down. It's going down is just as bad as going up. It hurts you in a different way, you know. But them Dutch lads, super fit, them, like proper super fit. I mean, I'm actually impressed. And I think if I'm going to take anything away from doing this hike, I need to definitely improve my fitness. I mean, I know I've been doing some little hikes at the Lake District and stuff, but then again, I'm hiking with bloody 2 weeks worth of food on my back, you know what I mean? A tent, a full sleep system. So I'm not going to beat myself up too much. Just they've obviously hardcore dudes, them, you know what I mean? And hats off to them, like. But I'm just, this is I'm doing it my way, you know, and I'm going at my pace, and I'm enjoying it. And this is my holiday essentially, isn't it? So, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm struggling, but that's the challenge in it, you know. Nearly at the Kinloch, which is the mountain pass. We're about 800 metres. It's hard to think that I've just come through all of that low-lying cloud. That's where we've been, beneath that. Oh my God, what a slog. What an absolutely beautiful slog. So I'm just heading up there now, over the Kinloch on Mountain Pass. Look at that, man. Not bad, is it? Sun's came out now as well. Oh God. Do you know what it is? That was difficult, that. Really struggled. I think that's the hardest climb I've ever done in my life. So we've came right over the top of that mountain pass, all the way down and around the corner there. Still far away from Barrowstale Bay, I think. Like, I reckon another hour and we should be down there. But it's epic here, like. Not a bad place to have a little rest. Coming down the other side now. What a view that is. It's getting a bit windy, like. But what a view there, down there. Barrowstale Bay, what a beautiful piece of geology. Stunning down here, like. So there's some buildings over there, I don't know if you can see them. I think one of them's a cafe. So let's go and find out. And I hope they take card because I've got no cash. So I've just had my dinner with the crazy Dutch lads. They're all skinny dipping now. Look at that view behind us, man. I'm going to miss this place definitely. But I tell you what, I'll not miss the climb out. So it's got 4 big steep hills to get past before I get to Kinloch Hourn. But have a look at that, man. worth every ache and pain. And to think that I might never return here, ever. You know, I might never come back. You know, I'm just walking through and I might never come back. In that way you'd think, you know. And what a day for it as well, man. What a day. I think it's going to be sunny tomorrow as well. And then showers on Monday. And you know what showers means in the Highlands, don't you? Flash floods. I think I've done the majority of the bad river crossings. That can be dangerous when it's raining, you know. There's a couple more. But I think I've got past the most of it already. Oh man, the view's just... The bay goes all the way along, look. Absolutely unbelievable, like. Proper class, like. What a slog this is along the Kinloch Hourn. Beautiful, like, didn't get us wrong, but it's just never ending. Like, it's been about 3.5 hours since I left Barristale Bay. So one of the lads with a hurt ankle, he followed me. The other two lads went down the coastline way and tried to walk on the beach, but I think they've had to turn back because, I mean, stupid really. I mean, look, how are you gonna, you know what I mean? So I don't know what they were thinking, but you know, they're pretty hardcore dudes and they seem to know what they're doing, like. But I think going down that bottom here was the wrong decision. So I think that lad with the broken ankle, the lad with the sore ankle, has went back to look for them, I think. So I mean, brave but stupid in my opinion, going that way. But I think I'm just around the corner now from Kinloch Hourn. I've had a meal already. I'm ready for more. I'm ready to get this pack off. I want to push on a little bit further, but I know I've got to crack the miles if I want to get to the lighthouse in the time I've got available, you know. 15 days max to get to the lighthouse. So I'm going to have to do a couple of the 2-day stages in one day, you know, or split them. There's a couple of seals just popping their head out the water. Anyway, we'll get the map out tonight and we'll have a look and see what we can do. Coming into the Kinloch Hourn. Right, there's a cafe. So I have to take bank card because I haven't got any cash. Gutted, closed, wound. I'm going to head round to the campsite now. And what time is it? Oh, it's 20 to 6. I'm not going to tackle that massive climb tonight. I'm just going to get pitched up and I was looking forward to a good meal. Maybe it's a pint, but it is what it is. I'm behind schedule, I think, by about half a stage. So I need to do some catching up to do, but I know that tomorrow is going to be a massive day. Even just the rest of that stage that I need to catch up on is a massive day, you know. So I wanted a big meal in it tonight and a good rest. Anyway, it is what it is. I want to get round here and see if I can get pitched up for the night and put another meal on. I'm eating into these meals, like. I can buy some more later on. I think when I come to, okay, I walk past a couple of shops tomorrow, I think, where I can get some goodies. I want to get some like multi-pack Snickers bars and all that if I can. You know, like high calorie stuff where I can just dump a quick load of sugars into as well. I'm struggling.
So we woke up here by this beautiful rock formation and I pushed on. I got a head start from the Dutch lads because they're way fitter than me. Anyway, I cracked on, made my way up here, and this was massively steep. Really steep going up here. I ended up taking a bit of a vary, which is not on here. I ended up coming up this way, doing a bit of rock climbing and then cutting back across. We're right in the clouds, really high up. beautiful, beautiful landscape from what you could see. I got some really cool footage, and I pushed on, followed this river all the way up, and ended up at Barrisdale Bay, which was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous place. I sat and had my lunch with the 3 Crazy Dutch dudes, and then I pushed on all the way along this extended bay to Kinloch Hourn, which is here. Now there's 4 massive hills all the way along here, and this section here, although it was beautiful looking over this bay, it seemed like it went on for absolute ever. But like I say, it was absolutely stunning, so I didn't really mind too much. Lovely hot sunny day. I got to Kinloch Hourn, realised that the tea room was shut. I think it shut at like 4 o'clock or something, and I got there around 5:30. And there is a campsite. So I was just about to set up camp, and I noticed the 3 Crazy Dutch dudes come walking down here. So I hung about and had a bit of crack with them, and they said they were going to push on a little bit further, which is what I wanted to do. But looking at the map, if I did push on and it started to get dark, I know that there's not much camping, or I wasn't aware of any camping around here. And to push on and push on and push on, oh, I would have ended up having to do a night shift, so I wasn't up for that. But once the 3 Crazy Dutch dudes said that they were going to push on, I figured, safety in numbers, I'm going to come with yous. So the climb out of Kinloch Hourn was the steepest 4x4 track I've ever been on in my life, and I really, really struggled. At the end of the day, on really, really tired legs with a heavy pack, and I was trying to keep up with the 3 Crazy Dutch dudes because, you know, I didn't want to hold them back. It was very, very difficult. But we got to this river here, and there was a young lad, a young Australian, pitched up already. So we decided to pitch up on this little piece of grass here, and that's where I've decided to spend the night.